Good morning, everyone. You now have 2 minutes of me time. So allow yourself to settle down. Now it's time for some musicians. We have Kenneth Cozy Arrington and the Fierce Dead Santa Maria.
Good morning, Oakland Center, and good morning to all of you out there, wherever you may be in the live stream world. Please join us if you know the opening song, Spirit of God is upon me. Would you care to stand? Yeah. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. The scripture told me that I had to be good. But now I love because I want to. I love because I'm free. I'm guided by the Spirit, oh yeah. The Spirit of God is upon me, everybody, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, yeah, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh. I don't need any prodding, I don't need any law. I want to say with all my heart that God is my all and all. I let go of my burden, loving God has set me free. Thank God for my freedom, oh yeah. The Spirit of God is upon me. Everybody say, oh, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me, oh, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, you know what? I thought it was my duty. I thought it was my job. Somehow I believed that loving God would be hard. But loving God is wonderful. Loving God is ecstasy. Thank God for my freedom. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Everybody say, oh, 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 oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God, it's upon you. Oh, 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 yeah. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh. The Spirit of God is upon you. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me.
All right, then. Thanks for that great music this morning. That was our friends, Kenneth Cozy Arrington and the fierce Deb Santa Maria. Good morning, I'm your host, Robert Leeds, and I want to welcome you to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living on this beautiful Sunday morning. This is our spiritual community where we teach, learn, and apply principles and practices that remind us that we are part of an infinitely loving, creative, intelligent universe. We are here to celebrate that oneness with all of life. It's wonderful to be here in our beautiful sanctuary. Some of you are joining us in person. Lovely to see you. Some of you are joining us via live stream. We love you too. We love you all equally. We're not like the Smothers Brothers, where Tom would say to Dick, "Mom always liked you best." And I can see some of you are old enough to remember that. I ain't no spring chicken. Speaking of live stream, let's wave to our people joining us remotely. Hi, live streamers. And a special welcome to those of you who are here for the very first time. If you are here for the very first time, if you wouldn't mind raising your hand, our ushers have a welcome packet for you. If you are new here or remotely and would like to get more information and connect with us, please send an email to our administrative coordinator, Constance Chapman, at constance@oaklandcsl.org. It is our custom to bless our children, so let's do that now wherever they may be. It's coming up on the slide. We honor all our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you. You are Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives, and so it is. All right, let's talk about some of the exciting events awaiting your participation here at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Next Wednesday, Reverend Champion, we are the champions, will speak about our monthly theme, A Playful Pause for Guidance. Meditation is at 6:30 p.m. and service at 7. Wednesday services are continuing 100% on Zoom. Today, our prayer room, also known as Upper Room, will continue to be after service in the social hall across the courtyard. There are some cool things happening for our youth. Join a panel of teens from Oakland Center and East Bay Church of Religious Science tomorrow, Monday, August 23rd at 6 p.m. for a webinar on Voices of Our Youth, What Faith Means to Me. This event is hosted by the Diversity Inclusion Committee of Centers for Spiritual Living. Register on the events page of our website. Also, let the teens in your life know, Friday, August 27th at 6:30 p.m., teens from the East Bay and beyond are joining in a Zoom evening for a TNT, Teens in New Thought. An evening of fun and friendship. Check the events page for more information and the Zoom link. Our Diversity Circle this month is also meeting this coming Friday. It is hosting a virtual book reading with a panel of authors reading from the recently published anthology, Essential Truths, The Bay Area in Color. To order the book, check the Village News or events page for an ordering link. Diversity Circle meets on Friday, August 27th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and that is also 100% Zoom. Men of Spirit. A newly forming group for anyone who identifies as male is having its first meeting next Saturday, August 28th from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the social hall. Please RSVP to Sam Landion. Please check the Village News or the events page for Sam's contact information. I know I'm going to be there. Reverend Jeff's memorial service will be September 4th at 11 a.m. Please note that we have reached our capacity for seating in the sanctuary. We're looking at ways to accommodate everyone who wants to attend. For example, setting up a large screen TV in the courtyard so additional people can be outside. More information is going to be coming on that. Well, that should keep you all busy. Check the Village News for links to these and other activities. I do want to mention we had a really great open forum on Friday evening. And if you weren't able to attend, there was a lot of important information about what's happening in our center, the new minister search process, all of that. We recorded it, and it should be posted pretty soon on our YouTube page, I believe. Also, I wanted to mention that one of the things that is a pleasure in our Sunday service is the meditation that we do before the service. Since we've been back in the sanctuary, we haven't been doing that. We've just been doing a short mindfulness moment. However, we are looking at bringing that back. It's just been because of compliance reasons, safety reasons that we haven't reinitiated it yet, but it will be coming back. So those who love that, now you know. And as always, for all the information that's going on at our Oakland Center, visit our website. That's Information Central, www.oaklandcsl.org. Two quick reminders before I wrap up. First, if you are here in person, please silence your cell phone. And if you're at home, you don't have to silence your cell phone, but stay away from Candy Crush. Second, the compliance team is requesting that you please exit the sanctuary promptly after service using the exit doors on either side of me. I can't do it as well as Maureen did it last week. That was classic, flight attendant stuff. Our ministers will be in the courtyard if you'd like to greet her and them. We have more than one. Thank you very much. All right, let's bring it on home with our vision and mission statement. All rise. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And so it is.
Before I do the prayer, I have a little complaint. Now, you guys know that I had this stuck into my face. Why didn't anyone say, Dodie, you got it sticking on your face? Okay. All right. Let's settle down again. We have two readings. The first is, the law of correspondence works from the belief to the thing. If we believe we shall have only a little good, then only a little good will come into our experience. That's Ernest Holmes. The second reading, no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. This is from the Bible, John, the 4th chapter, the 12th verse. Let's go within. Accepting and knowing that there is only one life is the life of God. That life is perfect. That life is everywhere present. That life is my life and your life, right here and right now. God is all that there is, and there's nothing else. Giving thanks that his power and presence, his joy, energy, strength is flowing in, around, and through each of us, right here. Knowing that God is all that there is, we let go of any stress, any strain, any worry, any doubt, and any fear, and accept that we're in a space and a place where only good can come and only good goes away. Knowing that the power and presence of God that moves through us uplifts us this day, we let go of anything that's blocking us from this good. Knowing that right and perfect action is taking place in every aspect of our lives. Just recognizing that this presence, this power, that is closer than hands and feet and nearer than our very breath, is revealing itself through us right here and right now. I give thanks for this service today, knowing that we continue to expand and grow, that we continue to experience God in ways that uplift us, experience God in ways that brings pleasure and joy and satisfaction in our lives. I give thanks that right and perfect action has taken place. Therefore, I'm accepting that Reverend Sox is able to bring a spiritual energy to us, uplift us, inspire us this day. Giving thanks for all of this good and accepting that it is done, I release it. Please affirm with me by saying, and so it is.
I don't know about you, but I know that something woke me up this morning, right? Something woke you up too, right? Yes, it must have been, it had to be, and I know it was the hand of the Lord. Yes, yes. Yeah. Something woke me up this morning. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, it had to be, I know it was the hand of the Lord. Say it with me now, something woke me up this morning. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, I know it was the hand of the Lord. Who told my heart to beat while I was fast asleep? Who kept me safe every night and day, restoring me? Who raised me up and gives me love that's so complete in every obstacle? Who gives to me the victory? Something dried my tears this morning. Something dried my tears this morning. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. And while I I was crying, I was still testifying that something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. Somebody tell me who breaks my heart and gives me love that's so complete, who raised me up every now and then restoring me, who raised me up and gives to love that's so complete, and every obstacle, who gives to me the victory. Something woke me up this morning, this morning, this morning. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. Something woke me up this morning, this morning, this morning. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. Yeah. Something woke me up, sing it with me. Something woke me up, say it. Something woke me up. Something woke me up. Something woke me up. Something woke me up. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. Say it with me. Something woke me up. Something woke me up. Something woke you up. Something woke us up. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, no, it was the hand of the Lord. Yeah. Something.
Are you all awake after that one? Yes, something woke me up. Thank you both. The two amazing creative talents we have here today, Deb and Cozy. So I'm Reverend Jerry. I'm your minister at large for the time being, and I am here to introduce our speaker today. Now, our speaker is no guest to us. She's been with us for many, many years. She studied under our beloved Reverend Margaret Stortz, and she is been an amazing friend and mentor and partner in my life experience in ministry and even before. She was actually our interim minister here at Oakland Center when we were calling forth Reverend Jeff, our beloved Reverend Jeff. So you did a great job then too. So I'm very, very excited today to welcome Reverend Katherine Sox. Come on up.
Let me make sure I do this right. Am I holding on here? Okay. Okay, thank you. All this new stuff. Hi. Hi, it's so good to be here, really and truly. Nice to see all of you parts of your faces. And hello to all of you wonderful live streamers out there sitting around in your sweatpants and your slippers. But it's good to be here, good to be back home. And this month's theme, as we all know, is the idea of pause for guidance, and it's a playful pause for guidance, which I like. And during this month, many religious science ministers across the country are urging people to take time to pause for rest and rejuvenation, and to re-energize for the next leg of our journey to come, because our lives are journeys. This week's topic, GPS, is near and dear to my heart. That absolutely incredible, lovely, global positioning thing that works on satellites that says, you are here. And I have to say, the reason I like this topic so much is the access to GPS was a major event in my life, okay? And I am not exaggerating, because I am one of those people who can't find my way out of a paper bag. I am a navigational disaster. You too? I saw your hand go up over there. There's probably more than one of us. You know, don't tell me north, south, east, or west. As Reverend Margaret has said, left, right, and give me a big landmark. Okay. So yeah, I have often found myself in the wrong place. In fact, because this is true, I'm going to tell you one quick story, and that is years ago, I had written out instructions, directions to get to my daughter's friend's house for a birthday party. My husband was going to take her because I was working. Now, my husband and my daughter both swear this is true. They followed the directions and ended up looking at an empty, open field. So talking about, oh, who wrote the directions? Oh, Mom, okay. They went back home, and this time they did exactly the opposite of what I wrote down, and they got there. You know, so that's me. That's me in a nutshell, and that's why, gosh, GPS. Wow. The introduction of GPS was so important because it gave me confidence that I could get to some strange place and not break into a sweat about it, you know? True. And I no longer had to, beg and whine. So I didn't have to drive into San Francisco. Somebody else had to do it so I could enjoy the trip, you know? And I didn't have to any longer give an extra 30 minutes for any trip I made just to get lost, because I did. Build in 30 minutes, because you're going to wander around for a while. So, and all of these gifts of GPS are very mundane, very everyday stuff, and they're wonderful. And they help me get comfortable in my car and my ability to get from point A to point B. So, if we dig a little deeper, though, I'm sure you're already suspecting that there's just a mother lode of metaphysical, spiritual principles and lessons to be learned from all of this, right? I mean, there are universal questions, existential questions we all ask ourselves at one point or another. Am I still on the right path? How reliable is my inner compass? Okay? Did I take a wrong turn somewhere? Sometimes, how did I get here? And how do I get home? I would be surprised if somebody could say, I never asked myself any of that. I've asked myself those kinds of things frequently. And when we begin our journey of spiritual growth and unfoldment, and we begin to learn about life as a path, life as a journey, that doesn't come to necessarily a quick destination. We learn from religious science, one of the first things we learn is that God is all that is. God is all, everything, total, whole, perfect, complete, and I am one with that. So that's where we start. And then we learn that because God is whole, wholeness means perfection, completion, completeness, flawlessness. We also begin to learn that there is a divine order that is underlying the world as we know it. And this is very important because what looks like chaos to us, there's more happening than we can see. There is an underlying harmony. And in science, there is this whole field called chaos theory. Scientists just can't let something sit there like that. But they found something really interesting, and I'm going to read this directly to you. This is back in the 70s, I think. This came out of MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Right. Complex systems often appear chaotic to us humans. However, we now know that beneath seeming chaos are large arrays of parameters that run through cycles that achieve some kind of equilibrium that can be graphed and plotted. Now, not enough equilibrium to make an outcome dead certain, but enough so that science can predict a comfortable range of possible outcomes. That was written in the late 60s, early 70s. And before I get on to the next piece of that, one thing I'd like to just stop for a minute and reflect on is how perfect that is too. Because it says, not so complete that there is one outcome, but a range of predictable parameters so that we are not predestined. We have free will. I love that. And a few thousand years ago, the same idea came up. This is from Psalm 92. Though chaos rules on the surface, in the depths, all becomes law. The Lord is just, and his way is perfect. So that discovery or that truth spans thousands of years, and it arises in both science and spirituality. So there must be something to it. And I bring this up because I think it's important for us to begin with the understanding and the belief in the faith that there is that harmony, that order, that infinite intelligence, that wisdom. Okay? And so going back to our grounding beliefs that we learn, we also learn that we are here to be God in action. Right? If I am one with God, I am here to give God a home. My hands are hands of God. I am here to learn how to love like God. And I am here to reflect everything I know about God in my very being. Good old Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of my favorites, said, "There is no word for your understanding of God. You are it." Wow, it was interesting. We also learn that our presence here is not a random accident. It's a sacred choice. And that we are here because we were needed. We are valuable, we have merit, and we are here for a soul-directed purpose. And we learned that there is truth then in that saying that God has a plan for you. And we learned that there is more to us than we can see. To the prophet Jeremiah, the Lord said, "Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and I will show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not about." Now that sounds exciting and uplifting, inspirational. And I have to say that as a fallible human being, I can't always get with that program. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes that plan seems to be more like this, and I would like to have that image sent forth, please. That one. Yeah. I hope the people that are live streaming can see that as well. That is me, the kid. I mean, yeah. You know, good old Emma again, she wrote, "I am the creator of my good, and I am fearless in my journey." I bet she never looked like that little boy. But I'm not quite there yet, all right? Maybe Emma didn't need a GPS to find her way, but you know, most of us, I think we do. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Let's not leave it up there so we keep looking at it. My God positioning system doesn't need satellites. Doesn't come from outside, because it is already in me. It is all knowing. It is all perfect. It is all loving. And it is in constant communication with me, with itself as me, as I am driving this vehicle that I call my life. Now, as a driver, I do have one job, and that is to show up and open and heed the God positioning system alerts as they're coming to me, those directions. I need to pause and listen with my heart to that still small voice, which is the infinite knowingness of God. And it provides true guidance, true guidance. And we have to be still and listen because we can only hear that which we become conscious of. Okay? You know, we talked about the law of correspondence in the reading. It's the same idea. We can only hear that which we become conscious of. And so, just as we learn to read road signs and look at maps to navigate our way in the world, we need that inner divine guidance and that God positioning sign from Spirit to make our way along our spiritual path, truly. And yes, sometimes it does feel like the path has disappeared. It gets all windy, it gets all snarly, and sometimes we think we've strayed. Sometimes we think we've wandered into those woods of fear and doubt. So what? That happens, because we're all fallible human beings. But as this happens, I have two things I'd like to share with you to remember or contemplate when this happens. The first is that this is not going to be intuitive, but I'll tell you anyway. If there aren't any obstacles, the path probably doesn't even lead anywhere. Now, that sounds crazy, but if there aren't any obstacles, we as human beings tend to kind of go into an unconscious state. If you've ever driven on a super wide open highway with great signs and no traffic, and you're doing that for a long time, you can drop out. Your body will continue driving, but your mind is nowhere. No obstacles, nothing to look for, okay? So you don't need to go unconscious. We learn from our mistakes. The second idea comes from no less a person than Saint Teresa of Avila. And she once said, "To reach something good, it is useful to have gone astray and thus acquire experience." I mean, see, same idea. Yeah, we learn from our mistakes, we learn from our discomfort, you know, and it's just part of who we are. I bet the prodigal son learned from his experience, out there living with those pigs and stuff, and when he got home, I bet he was a better man for it. Now, I wonder, when I read that, I mean, frankly, inquiring minds want to know, what did Teresa do that was so astray? You know, it's like, she's a saint for crying out loud. You know, I'll never know. Bummer. Okay. But let's continue to play with our metaphor of driving in GPS as our spiritual journey and growth. Now, when driving, if we are good little drivers, when we see a stop sign, what do? Stop. Well, if you don't stop, you pay pretty serious consequences. But stop signs, they're everywhere. And I'm going to ask you to think about them differently now. Let's use them as a mnemonic. Stop, S, silence. T, time. O, open. P, presence. Take a moment to go into the silence within and take the time to open to the presence of God. Stop. Now it sounds, thank you, all the words make it sound like it's difficult or maybe complex, but it's not. Stopping doesn't require chanting bells, you know, singing bowls. It doesn't require any of that. Those are great things. I love them all. But all it really takes is a moment. You can stop and touch that presence and be with it by just taking a single mindful breath. Because it's always there, waiting quietly. And the idea is that we move into silence and stillness, because remember how I said we have to attend with heart to that still small voice? Unlike the things of this world, presence, spirit, that which is, does not shout, doesn't wave its arms, doesn't grab your arm trying to get your attention. It's simply there, quiet. Meister Eckhart said that God is like a person in hiding who clears his throat so as to be found. So that's why the idea of stopping and letting go of the noise for just a moment and opening to that presence, and by God, it's there. And you're being guided and you're being communed with all the time. We don't always listen. And those books, was it Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh? Somebody asked him, why doesn't God speak to me? Or he said, God never shuts up. You've just got to listen, okay? Anyway, so it is our connection to this divine that keeps us on track in our lives, truly. And when that past seems to have disappeared, and you feel that you have strayed into the wrong situation, don't panic. Because believe it or not, contrary to all appearances and opinions, most including your own, you're not lost. You're not lost. You cannot be lost. Just as a car's GPS system recalibrates if you didn't make that turn, which I've done often, so too does God recalibrate with us, so that we are facing the right direction because we have stopped and listened. We've paid attention and become conscious of that. It's easier to hear a signal that way, isn't it? I bet everyone here today and those live streaming from their homes, I bet you've recalibrated your life more than once. Really? Think about it. Think back over the years that you've been here. How many lives have you led in this one lifetime already? The things that gave you joy, brought forth your creativity, made you work in the world, gave you enthusiasm when you were 20, not the same things now. So we are constantly evolving, unfolding, recalibrating. And we do so with the promptings of that divine infinite wisdom, which always knows you are here. Where I am, God is, right here. It's cool. Yeah. So, I know that in our lives, sometimes it feels like we take 2 steps forward, 3 back. Now, some people could call that falling behind, but I just call it dancing. Yeah. So it's up and down, that roller coaster, low points of tears and sadness, all of those things. In the midst of all of these, I can stop. And I can remember that with Spirit's support and loving guidance, I am the creator of my good, and I can be fearless in my journey, not hanging on for dear life. I am my life. And you won't be surprised to know that our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said all of this in one very succinct sentence from the Science of Mind textbook. I am led, guided, and inspired by the living spirit of love and of right action. I am compelled to move in the right direction and to always know what to do, where, and how to do it. Thank you, Ernest. And I believe that with all my heart. I really do. And over the years, I have learned that I can only use that power and that presence when I pay attention to it. So, the idea of taking that pause from the busyness and the muchness of the world with all of its interesting manifestations. Truly listen. Listen to the need to recalibrate, if necessary, so that we come back home. And unlike Siri or Alexa, or whatever those things are, Spirit makes no mistakes. It doesn't give you the wrong answer, it never goes on the fritz. It is thoroughly reliable and always true. Which is why my guide positioning system is such a relief to have. I have been led from some of the darkest and saddest days of my life into things greater than I could have ever imagined that I see in retrospect. Was it scary at the time? Oh, yeah. Very scary. But that's okay. I might even look like that little boy for a while, but that's okay. What matters is that God's plan for me is always on track. Yeah, always on track. And when I stop, when I be silent, take time, and open up to the Word. We talk about the Word as prayer here, the Word. I speak my Word, and feel that presence. In the beginning was the Word. My GPS system inevitably, invariably guides me to that which is mine to be and that which is mine to do. The Word becomes activity, and it animates my affairs. The Word becomes light and guides me through conflict into all good. The Word becomes supply, and it brings to me everything I need to not only reach my destination, but to live there abundantly. It does, yes. So, may you stop, recalibrate, and rely upon the guidance of the infinite wisdom to bring you safely home, where you have always been. Thank you. Namaste. And speaking of the Word, let us join together, and those of you who are live streaming, put down your coffee cups, put down the puppies and the kittens, and let's join us as we move together and take that breath. Stop. I open to that presence, which is the all in all, the I am that I am. It is my sum, my source, my substance, the very essence of what I am, who I am. I know this for all people. There is no other. There is simply the I am as each of us. And in this moment, because we are one, I can speak that word of let there be, and it is. And I declare for all an open road, obstacles that are easily overcome, challenges that transform us and open our hearts to greater things. And I speak this word knowing that we accept them, we rejoice in them, we give thanks for them. Because the way of the Lord is perfect. And underneath that chaos that we see, there is order, harmony, serenity, perfection. And it lives itself through each of us each day, bringing exactly what the heart desires for the greatest and highest good. And I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. I know it to be so. So I speak these words for all of us with such gratitude. And I also speak a word now for this month's nonprofit partner, which is the Oakland Public Education Fund. This is a nonprofit that leads the development of community resources in Oakland schools so that all students can learn and grow and thrive and find their GPS system. I speak a word for our planet, Mother Earth, Gaia. So grateful for her allowing us to be here. And I give thanks for the bounty that she offers. And I claim and know with this word that we grow in our respect and willingness to know that these are not just resources to be used, but a treasure to be loved. I'm blessing our youth and the youth of the world, knowing that they are really guided by the hand of Spirit and the heart of Spirit into doing great things with their lives. I bless all of these people who have been here in service this morning, making a world that works for everyone. And I am speaking that word of love and comfort and the willingness and the yes of God to all of those who have been impacted by challenges, of whatever kind. For Penny, sister of Bonnie Gonzalez, who's a practitioner here. For Beverly Shearer, mother of another practitioner here, Lori Anderson Abidroth. For Julia Marie Green, Anita and Vince Vedder, Helene Chodnik, Taylor, Margot Tabbitt, and for all those people, and there are millions right now, who are being affected and challenged by so many things in the world. Bless them. Hold them. And I know the truth of them. We have people who have made their transitions, and we feel their presence still. So I speak that word of peace and comfort and God's consolation of eternal life for the family and friends and for all of us here at OCSL as we continue to release Reverend Jeff. Robert and Bernie, as they release Francis Louise Bridges. And this morning, a word of comfort for the transition of Michael Morgan, the Oakland Symphony conductor, who has been their conductor and lead for, oh God, since the 60s. Anyway. For all of this and more, the word is always yes. And I stand and accept it on behalf of all, opening my heart, hearing that clearing of the throat behind the door that reminds me that I am one with all that is, and all of you, and all of us. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Deb. Wow. In this spirit of, for me, it feels like total joy right now. I'd like to introduce our time of giving and generosity, because we need to support and we love to support that which nourishes us, and that is our spiritual community here at the Oakland Center. I think we have a slide to show you, because if I don't see the slide, I don't know what to say. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, as we begin, I would like us all to say this affirmation, and say it with your heart. You really mean this, because it's true. Okay? Joyously, I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. Multiplied, pressed down, and flowing over, right? Okay. So, there is, here it is, there you go. All kinds of, look, we can do Zelle now, too. Oakland is really getting with it. You can Zelle us money, you can text us money, you can hit that donate button, you can send checks, send it by owls, all that. Anyway, all kinds of good stuff. And there's a donate button for those of you who are out there. Don't forget that. And for those of you who are like me and kind of old-fashioned, I still write checks, there's a basket right there that you can drop your gifts in as you leave, okay? Is that it? Did I do all right with that one? Okay, great. Yeah. Now I think I'm done. Okay, great. Thank you.
This might help. All right, here's another one. We wanted to do songs that you all are familiar with, that you could sing along with, get back into the swing of things, right? So this one is called We Let It Be, yes? Many cry along the way. They don't stop to wonder what the world is coming to. They let something higher reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, it's okay to clap. So the truth is telling me, sing a liberation for the ones who are not free. Love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, so we let it wash over us, we let it hold us together, make us kinder, we let it be, we let it early in the morning, lift us higher and hold us together, we let it be, we let it. Many cry along the way, walking through the sadness for the ones that need to know love can take us higher, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, so the truth keeps telling me love's the only answer. So to all humanity, we can stay inspired, reveal the way to greater love. Oh yeah, so we let it wash over us and hold us together and make us kinder. We let it be, we let it early in the morning. It'll lift us higher and hold us together. We let it be, we let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. Yeah, we let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over and over and over us. Yeah, we let it be. We let the peace, we let, yeah, the peace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love, we let, yeah, the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Yes, we let it be.
I apologize for that. My name is Dodie Cheney Fernandez, practitioner, religious science, emeritus. Okay, let's thank our musicians, Cozy Arrington and Deb Santa Maria. Thanks, everyone, for attending. I hope you enjoyed the service. And I want to let you know that there are practitioners in the social hall if you want a prayer before you leave. We say, don't take home a problem, take it to the upper room. So they're open and available to you. And let's now do the closing affirmation. Sit up. Thank you for standing. Okay, I hear the still voice expressing its love through me. And so it is. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. This is call and response in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Me know that. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love, holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Yes. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. Let me learn from all the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me care in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Wow. Peace and blessings, everybody. Remember to love more and judge less. Out.